Hey, team's got to be feeling really good at this point.
They're excited. Yesterday meeting was real good. But it's kind of like we've talked about last couple of weeks. You should be excited. You should really enjoy it when you're working hard and you play the way they did the last 2 weeks. You should get to enjoy it. And I really like the difference. I like when they understand, hey, this isn't good and this is good, and hopefully they understand how to carry themselves a little bit. But the whole thing goes back to what we've always talked about: are we working hard? And if we're really working hard, you should be able to enjoy it when you're successful, and feel that pain and that sorrow and that sick feeling when you don't win, and the hurt that goes with it. I think you got to know and understand how to enjoy both.
Did you make the decision on Ethan this week based on Rab's ankle, or is it just because of the momentum?
No, the ankle. So we'll see. He was at practice yesterday, and we'll see him tomorrow, and we'll just kind of see how he goes. That's no slight against Ethan. Ethan's playing great and doing a lot of good things right now, and so we'll just take that day-to-day deal with Rab and just kind of see how it goes. But you sure can't complain about the way Ethan's playing right now and the way he's handling himself with the team and what he's doing at the line of scrimmage and in the locker room and all those intangibles that you want from a quarterback. He's handling himself excellent right now.
Were you surprised to see how excellent he came in and ran the offense the last 2 games?
No, not when you're around him on a day-to-day basis. It's kind of like we talked about post-game. When we made the decision at the beginning of the year to go with Preston, he didn't flinch, he didn't complain, didn't come in and go, hey, I want to go do something else, I want to go somewhere else to go play or anything like that that you see with a lot of quarterbacks, these days. He said, well, I'm still young, I'm going to bide my time, and he did. And the thing is, though, he gets coached well every day by Coach Lee. Coach Lee does a great job with the quarterbacks and has them prepared to play, and it's also a situation, too, where he's a guy that's sitting there paying attention to what's going on in the meeting. He's taking great notes. He's watching tape on his own. Can't transfer that over at the moment. That you had to wait and see, but he did. And he transferred that over when he got his shot, and he was in the moment, and he was ready to play, and so it was fun to watch.
Last year was just 2 different halves against Angelo State. Y'all played them a lot better in the second half. Do you know what you did differently, and is that what you're going to try and do against them opening up?
Well, the tale of 2 halves, one, let's not give off a big kick return. That's one thing. They got a great kick returner. We got to know where he is. I think the tale of 2 halves is, us showing up and being emotionally ready to play. Sometimes last season I think our team was a little immature just due to the youth. And we've talked about that with our team also, that you can't wait. Playing good teams and good people like we're playing now the rest of the way out, you can't wait. And if you start slow, you might not ever be able to have a chance to get back in it. And so hopefully just the maturity of our group is a little bit better. That'll help us play a little bit better on special teams. Don't depend on a block kick by Lapierre and Tucci, to kind of fire you up and get going. But they've got all seniors back on the defensive line. Even the backups are all upperclassmen. They're a little young at linebacker, which you'd kind of expect. And so, and I know Coach, down there at Angelo, he's telling them, hey, you guys were in both games the last 2 years. You should have won it. And, I know he's been preaching that to them all summer, that, they've had their opportunities and now they need to close the deal. And so we've got to be prepared for that for sure.
Are they just as solid at every position on offense as they have been?
Yeah, they really are. Their quarterback plays really good right now. Kyle's doing a great job. He's the offensive player of the year, and he's coming back, and he's handling the pressure really well, and he's doing a lot of good things. Their receiver core looks really solid right now, and they're playing really well at running back. And they're a real mature group. They're a conference championship group. They got a lot of talent, a lot of experience. They know how to win games. They've been to the playoffs now, so you would assume that they really have that fever and that taste to want to get back. And so it's not a group that you can sit there and go, well, we've kind of had their number or this or that. They're a proven group, and they want to win another conference championship. And so it's going to be a tough fight for us for sure.
Have you noticed the opponents doing more to take Jeremy away from you guys?
Oh, no doubt. Saw a lot of zero coverage this last week, a lot of man-to-man coverage, load the box, 7-man front. We're going to see that more and more, even trying to jump in an 8-man front. We talked to Jeremy about that last week. Hey, look, everybody reads the game recap like everybody else does. They know it's like 12 games or 13 games now, over 100 yards. Everybody knows that guy. And so if you're a D coordinator, that's the first thing you put up on Tuesday afternoon. Hey, look, we want to limit this guy, keep him under 100 yards. Probably chance for winning, goes way up if you stop Jeremy and that offensive line right now. And, force us to be one-dimensional. And I think with some of our perimeter players that we got now at receiver, I think that'll help us a little bit. And with Word and Gilchrist and some of those guys stepping up, and Xavier, we had some guys step up. And we talked about that last week. We had receivers that needed to step up and make some big plays and turn those 4 and 5 yard gains into 30-yard gains, or make a big play and run down the field and run by somebody. And that's where the help has to come for Jeremy. Jeremy's help has to come from our wide receiver corps more than anybody else, because if we can get those receivers stretching the field, then they got to get that 8-man front out of the box and stretch the field a little bit width and vertically also.